Assalamu alaikum, dear learners. I am Mohammad Rejaul Goyim, Assistant Teacher of English, Daffodils High School, Moitpara, Doha, Dhaka. You know, in my previous classes, I have discussed basic items of transformation. Today, I am here to give you an online class on gap filling with clues. I welcome you to this online class. I hope that you will be very careful and attentive to this class. I also hope that you will be benefited from my class. Dear learners, gap filling with clues is a very important topic of the English second paper of the 9th and 10th classes. You know, this item has been included in the first question of the English second paper. As this item has been set in the first question, you should be well prepared on this item, because successful answering of the first question will enable you to answer the second question properly. So this is a very important topic for you. You must answer this question very properly. For this reason, you have to take very important preparation on this topic. Dear learners, in this test, you will be given a box. You will be given a box. In this box, some words will be given, and these words will be of various kinds. For example, a word may be noun, another word may be verb. In this way, these words may be of different kinds. And a passage with some gaps will be given below this box, as it has been given in this board. A passage with some gaps will be given below this box. These gaps are tests for you. You have to fill these gaps, taking appropriate words from these gaps. In this case, you have to be very careful about choosing the words. There may be more words than necessary. Again, you may need to change the form of the words. For example, we can say a verb has been given in the present form, but according to the necessity of this sentence, you may need to transform that verb into the past form. In that case, you must use the past form of that verb. However, this is an overall test for you. In order to do this item successfully, you have to have basic ideas on the basic chapters of English grammar, such as tense, voice, narration, idiomatic phrase, preposition, etc. Dear learners, now let's try to see an example practically. We shall do this example with our own hands now. Look at this box. Here some words have been given. I would like to tell you the meaning of these words. Continuous, the meaning of which is chalaman. Real, that means prokito. Competition, it means pratijogita. Result, it means falafal. Both means ubhoy. Enjoyment, আনন্দ বা উপভোগ. Win, লাভ করা, জয় করা. Progress, উন্নতি. Matched, মানানসই. Loses, হারা বা হারানো. Dear learners, now I would like to read the first sentence of this passage. Let's try to fill the gap, taking a suitable word from this box. In order to take a suitable word from this gap, we have to read the line very carefully, because all the words are not appropriate for this gap. A particular word will be suitable in this particular gap. You have to remember this thing very carefully. Without efforts, there can be no dash in life. Dear learners, look at the structure of this sentence. Here, no is a determiner which is always followed by a noun. So, after this no, we can use here a noun. And if we use here this word progress, our sentence will be correct in meaning and structure. So, we may use here progress. Now try to read the line again. You will see that this line is very meaningful and correct. Without effort, there can be no progress in life. It means in Bangla, চেষ্টা ছাড়া জীবনে কোনো উন্নতি হতে পারে না. Now we shall try our best to correct the second sentence, to fill the second sentence. Life dash its interest if there is no struggle. Look at this sentence. If has been used here, and this if is a conjunction. So there is a clause before this conjunction and there is another clause after this conjunction. So life must be a subject of this clause and its interest is an object of this clause. So if this gap is between the subject and object, this gap must take a transitive verb. And if we use here loses, this word loses, our sentence will be meaningful and correct. Now try to read the sentence again. Life loses its interest if there is no struggle. The Bangla meaning of this sentence is জীবন আনন্দ হারিয়ে ফেলে যদি না সেখানে সংগ্রাম থাকে. জীবনে যদি সংগ্রাম না থাকে তাহলে জীবনে আনন্দ থাকে না. এই সেন্টেন্সটা এটাই বলতে যাচ্ছে. Now we shall read the third sentence. Games become dull if there is no dash in them. Look at this sentence very carefully. This is a very big sentence. Here one clause is main clause and two clauses are subordinate clause. At first we shall try our best to solve the first subordinate clause. Games become dull if there is no dash. As I have said in the previous time that no is a determiner, and after this no we can use a noun. So we can use here the word competition. If we use here the word competition, our sentence will be meaningful and correct. Games become dull if there is no competition in them. বলছে যে যদি খেলাধুলার মধ্যে প্রতিযোগিতা না থাকে তাহলে খেলাধুলা নিরস হয়ে যায়. This sentence has added another subordinate clauses. And if the dash can be easily foreseen. Look at this structure. Here a determiner the has been used and after this determiner a gap has been given. And according to the previous rule, this determiner will be followed by a noun and this noun will be if the dash be easily foreseen, if the result can be easily foreseen. Dear learners, try to read the sentence, whole sentence carefully. You will get full meaning of this sentence now. Games become dull if there is no competition in them and if the result can be easily foreseen. যে খেলাধুলা নিরস হয়ে যায় যদি খেলাধুলার মধ্যে কোনো প্রতিযোগিতা না থাকে এবং সেই খেলাধুলার ফলাফলটা যদি দর্শকেরা আগেই জেনে যায় তাহলে সেই খেলাধুলার আর কোনো মজা থাকে না. So we have completed these gaps successfully. Now we shall try to fill the next gaps. Try to read the next line. No matter we dash the game or lose it. Look at this sentence here, or that is a conjunction has been used here, and or is used to join two ideas, sometimes two opposite ideas. If one idea is lose, then another idea will be win. So our appropriate word in this gap is win. Try to read this line and find out the meaning of this sentence. Dear learners, no matter we win the game or lose it, আমরা খেলাই হারি আর জিতি তাতে আর কিছু আসে যায় না. Dear learners, look at the sentence that has started with the kinner. This sentence has two parts and two parts have been divided with a comma. Look at the word order of this sentence. The plus comparative adjective plus the plus noun. The plus comparative adjective plus the plus noun. The same word order will be used in the next part. The plus comparative adjective plus the plus noun. So this gap will take a noun, and if we use here the word enjoyment, our sentence will be correct and this sentence will give a proper meaning. Dear learners, now read the line very carefully and try to find out the meaning of this sentence. The keener the contest, the greater the enjoyment. প্রতিযোগিতা যত সূক্ষ্ম হবে আনন্দও তত বেশি হবে. Then let's try to see the next sentence. A victory is not a dash trump unless dash the sides are equally dashed. Here three gaps have been given in this sentence. We shall try one after another. In the first gap, we see that this gap is situated between a determiner and a noun, and our rule says that determiner plus adjective plus noun, determiner plus adjective plus noun. If this rule is applied here, this gap must take an adjective, and our suitable adjective here is real. A victory is not a real trump unless dash the sides are equally dash. একটি বিজয় সত্যিকারের বিজয় নয় যদি না, here this subject have been modified by this determiner the, and we can modify these subjects again with another modifier, another determiner, and that determiner is both. This both can be used here. Unless both the sides are equally dash. Look at this next gap, and here be verb is present here, and we know that usually we use past participle form of a verb after the be verb. As this is a be verb, we can use in this gap a past participle verb, and the past participle form of a verb that is present in this box is must. we have filled the three gaps of this sentence. Now we shall try to find out the meaning of this sentence. A victory is not a real trump unless both the sides are equally matched. একটি বিজয় সত্যিকারের বিজয় নয় যদি না উভয় পক্ষ মানানসই হয়, অর্থাৎ উভয় পক্ষ সমানভাবে শক্তিশালী হয়। যদি বাঘের সাথে যদি বিড়ালের যদি লড়াই হয় তাহলে এই লড়াইটা যেমন মানুষকে মজা দিতে পারবে না, ঠিক উভয় পক্ষ যদি সমানভাবে শক্তিশালী না হয় তাহলে এই খেলায় দর্শক মজা হবে না। এই কথাটা এখানে বোঝানো হয়েছে ডিয়ার লার্নার্স। In the last sentence we see that one gap has been given, and now we shall try to read the line. Whether we like it or not, life is one dash competitive examination. Dear learners, as it is a complex sentence, this sentence has two clauses, and the gap has been given in the main clause or principal clause. So we shall try to analyze this part of this sentence. Life is one dash competitive examination. Here the gap has been used between an adjective and another adjective, two adjectives, between two adjectives. Dear learners, as it is a noun, we know that a noun can be modified by two or three adjectives. A noun can be modified even sometimes by two adjectives. Here one adjective is present and another adjective is continuous. If we read this line, we can find out a meaning of this sentence. Whether we like it or not, life is one continuous competitive examination. আমরা পছন্দ করি আর না করি, লাইফ হচ্ছে, জীবন হচ্ছে একটা চলমান প্রতিযোগিতার পরীক্ষা। I hope that you have gained something from this class, and if you gain something from this class, my effort will be successful, my class will be successful. If you feel any problem in this class, try to contact with me. I shall try my best to solve your problem. So in the conclusion of this class, I would like to remind you one thing, that is our consciousness issue. And if we go out of our home, we must use mask, and if we return home, we must wash our hands with soap or other materials. So try to be very careful, try to be very conscious of the corona infection disease, and this time is very, very dangerous for the human beings. So you should be conscious about this infection, and you should remain at home. Don't go out of home if there is no necessity, and if you go out, you must use mask on your face, and you must wash your hands when you come back home. So thank you very much for watching this class. Thank you very much again.